Hey everybody, and hope everybody is doing well today. And pretty excited about some things I'm going to tell you and show you. But first, I wanted to just talk about some things going on in my life, which is going to be in a video I'm going to show here in a second that I just recorded earlier. And so I recorded earlier today on my journey to this temple mound up in Crystal River, Florida. So with that being said, let me go ahead and play that video for you because it leads into the topic that I discovered when I was actually there at the Temple Mound today. So let me go ahead and play that. I'm going to take myself off screen. I'm going to put this on screen, so just bear with me 1 second.
Hey everyone, I'm here in Crystal River, Florida, on top of an Indian mound or a Native American mound. I don't know what the PC thing to say anymore is, but what I can tell you is it's absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to turn around. You can see all the boats off in the distance, and the view is incredible. Absolutely beautiful here. I'm very, very excited. They have a little platform up here that you can sit on. So, lots of cool things. So I haven't been able to give this update for a minute, just because I took some time for myself and really processed what I want to do next. And let me just start off with saying that I'm not going to say never, because I did that before and that didn't work out so well. But as some of you know, I had a day job as a training manager for a mortgage company. And they laid me off last Tuesday, so about a week ago. Well, just a little over a week ago. And so I did get some severance and, of course, unemployment and all my vacation payout and all that other kind of stuff. And I had some savings and some speaking gigs already set up and all that kind of stuff. So what I've always wanted to do, and I've had a passion for, most of you know, traveling. And I love inspiring people. So I'm starting to do some work with the Mentor Studio, which I'd already been doing for a few months. But I'm really going to start getting more involved with them. And I'm going to really just heavily, I've been sending out emails to spiritual centers and conferences and radio podcasts and all that other kind of stuff. And I'm just going to live my dream. So I've done this before, and I always end up going back, and that's why I'm to corporate America. I'm not going to say I'm never going to do that. There may be a consulting gig that comes up that's, what I need at the time, whatever. And I have a lease until November 1st, and I'm finishing a master's degree program, so I've got a few months before responsibility. And I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do next. What I do know is that I'm going to work on my business for travel and motivating, coaching, and doing healing work. So it's what I love doing. It's what I've done, honestly, for almost 25 years in corporate America. And I'm just going to keep on doing that. So with that being said, I'm at peace. It's just one of those things where I've gone through this before. The recession in 2008, that actually started for me in 2006. I went through almost 4 years of not having steady work. And so I would do coaching and, what I could here and there. Luckily, my bills were really inexpensive at the time. I don't know if I truly valued what I had at the time, but matter of fact, I know I didn't. What I do know is that there is a force, an energy that takes care of us. It may take us through things that are difficult, and it may be hard for us to go through, but at the same time, there is always something that took care of me. I always had food in my stomach. I always had a roof over my head. Somehow always worked its way out or worked itself out. So with that being said, would I be not human if I didn't have a little bit of nervousness? Of course, there's a new chapter of my life. I'm going through a different thing, taking a leap of faith, not off of this platform, by the way. And so, but it's definitely going to be an interesting journey, and I'm going to talk to you guys about it the whole way, because I know a lot of you guys are going through a hard time, and it's really challenging for you. And with that being said, there's a lot of people afraid of a lot of things that are going on in the world. And what I do know is that somehow life figures itself out. It just does. There's a guy named Freeman that I saw years ago. He told a story about when he was a kid and taking a huge leap of faith, and what he honestly did was kind of dumb, to be quite honest with you, but he somehow made it through it. And I'm not even going to tell the story because it just makes me kind of roll my eyes that he was a teenager and did something dumb. But he lived through it, and it was something that parents, if I did talk about it, you'd be like, what the heck? And so, but he lived his life making these leaps of faith, and somehow he was able to figure it out. And honestly, that's the way my life has always been. I've taken leaps of faith, and I've had some things that didn't work out so well, and I've had some hard times, and but we always seem to get through it. So anyways, I wanted to share this absolutely beautiful park that a gentleman on my Facebook, David Paul, a friend of mine, connected me to, and I am just going to enjoy doing things that are close by here, and for a little bit. I'm supposed to go to Belize in October. If you haven't seen, I have a Belize retreat in October. I'm looking at doing one in Tennessee, so be on the lookout for that. And potentially I'll be back in Casadega soon teaching classes there as well. So much love, everybody, and peace. Hopefully everybody is having an incredible week. And I am available for sessions, and I just have 40 hours added back into my week. So if you are interested, go to my website, storytellingalchemist.com. And we'll see you there. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Hey, everybody. Well, thanks for everybody for tuning in. I know some of you are going to be making some amazing comments. Thank you so much. Yes, it is a beautiful place. Thank you, Lori, Dr. Debbie, and Dana. I haven't seen you in a while. We'll have to connect sometime soon. But anyways, just to kind of give you, I'll kind of get into the rest of my message here about this, but I wanted to share that message. Yes, I was laid off from work. I'm fine. So thanks for everybody's been reaching out, but I'm just going to go full tilt into something that I've been wanting to do for a while. But let me show you the rest of this park, because this is another shot that I showed you in the video, but I think this is just really beautiful. Yeah, so not super long, but the point here is, and the title of this is "Humanity Will Always Find a Way." And it's interesting because I've gone through some incredibly crazy things in my life. I mean, some things where I look back and I think, why did I make that decision? So, but of course, we all learn from and gain wisdom through our experience, of course. And so I just kind of sit there and I just kind of giggle at some of the things that I've done, and then sit there and go, how did you make it through that? And so, but with that being said, that's what it's all about. Humanity always seems to find a way. And from this journey I took today up to these Indian mounds, what I saw of this culture, they say they lived anywhere up to 3,000 years ago. And then up, they actually started, they moved a little bit up the ways because the tide started getting too high, or the water table started to get too high, and it was not feasible for them to live there, so they moved. And it started to make me think, like, things that are never permanent in our life, and things are never permanent in our world. And so these Native Americans moved because it was necessary for them to do so. And their culture, at one point they say that some of them moved up to the panhandle of Florida, this particular tribe at the Crystal River, or this village. And so they integrated, potentially, they think, into other tribes. So how often does that happen? We move from one city to the next. We move away from our families. We start families with friendships and stuff like that. And we're not necessarily always around our birth family. It doesn't mean our blood and birth family, we don't love them. It just means that things have happened and circumstances have happened, and we've had to move on and do other things. Humanity always seems to find a way. We always find a way to, if we want to figure out what direction we're going to go in. And we change all the time. We change what we liked. There was many years I loved being a corporate trainer. I just loved it. It was something that got me excited. in the past 5 to 6 years, 7 years, it has not been as exciting to me because I wanted to do something else. It doesn't mean I didn't enjoy aspects of it. It just meant it was very apparent that I wanted to do something else, at least internally within me. And so when we look at that kind of things in our lives, when we look at, what the ancients did and what they experienced, they were going through problems just like us. They had things like the climates got colder at that time, and that was another reason why they potentially moved. And so, we're facing some of that in our culture now. And so it doesn't mean we don't adapt. It doesn't mean we don't change to the circumstances. And, because humanity does have a way of changing and adapting to the times. And so those are things to think about, because I know a lot of you are going through a hard time right now. And you've had quite a few hard times throughout, especially these past couple of years. And my heart goes out to all of you. And it's one of those things where, hard times are not something that we just want to celebrate. However, when we get through them, we look back and we're like, whoa, wait a second. Like I was mentioning earlier, there's some things that I've done that I'm like, how did I even get through that? But what it's taught me is that it's taught me some discernment, for one thing. There's certain things I just won't do anymore. And then there are certain things that if I do go in those directions, I know I'm going to be okay. There might be some hardships that come. It may not be always easy. I might have to tighten the belt a little bit, but it's not something where I'm going to be in a detriment, I guess, is the way to say it. And so those are things that we have to have. Faith is built through experience. It's not built through, we don't automatically just get faith. It's one of those things where you go through hard times and then things happen and then you build on that faith going forward. So anyways, much love to everybody. Just some thoughts to put out there. I wanted to share my journey today. Hopefully I'll be doing some more of these, and I will keep you updated on what's going on. There's more pictures on my Facebook as well. So much love, and I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful time or rest of their